Good morning, everyone. It's the final streaming day of an 8-day streaming streak. We got a good one for you today on the Level 1 podcast. There's big updates, and they ain't good in regards to the Xbox Game Pass situation. When you hear the stuff that's been discovered in the last day or two, your jaw's going to drop. Wow. But in addition to that, it's a week-ending show where we're going to chill. We're going to recap where we are with all current playthroughs, take a look at the schedule, and just have a good time here on the show to end what was an 8-day streak of streams. Of course, also, today we got awesome gameplay. I'm trying Call of Duty Black Ops 7 for the first time, and the continuation of Hades 2, which did really well the other day. So, I'm excited. I know you are. Sit back and relax. It's time for a week-ending episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Attention! The games are about to begin. All hail the
Alrighty, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the show. Today is Friday, October 3rd, 2025. The Halloween festivities continue this month. I can tell you, it's been fun the last couple of days to have all the new animations. Not only did I add all new Halloween-themed animations for all the current contributions, but I also found out a way to get pop-ups for kicks over on Kick. So now we've had pop-ups going as people are throwing kicks on the floor. We got stuff going for memberships. We got stuff going for subs and super chats and tips. It's all Halloween themed and it's very, very festive and fun. So I'm very excited to have an awesome month with all of you. You know, we're only 3 days into the whole Halloween festivities, but it's going to be a good one. Remember, this all culminates at the end of the month when there is a Halloween day marathon. I'll be in costume all day long, and we'll be playing a wide variety of games. So I feel like this is the good time to plug, hey, nominate games for the upcoming marathon if you haven't yet. If you're here live on stream, you can type !Halloween as a command in the chat. That'll bring up the link for you. If you're not on stream, that's totally cool. Just check out the posts tab on the DSPGaming channel on YouTube, and you'll see that there was a post from the beginning of the week where you can post up games. If you've already nominated stuff, you may want to occasionally go back to that thread because as people nominate new games, you can vote up their nominations to count, okay? And what I'm going to do is wait about a week or two, and then I'm going to tally up the most nominated games in there and probably either put it to a poll, or if it doesn't need it, we'll already know. What I mean by that is sometimes I say, hey, let's put it to a poll, but then there's like 5 games that got ridiculous amounts of upvotes. It's like, well, let's just play those then rather than do another poll, right? But we'll see. Your feedback is key for the Halloween event. People keep asking me, Phil, what's your Halloween costume? I don't know yet. I have not yet purchased a costume. My wife and I did go to a Halloween store and saw a few ideas. Sadly, some of them won't work simply because of the AI. And what I mean by that is, in regards to this, the AI background removal tool, all right, it's really good. In fact, it's gotten better. As you can see, now it actually removes my chair automatically. So it's getting better and better, right? The problem is it doesn't work with hats. We tried, like I had my cowboy hat on the other day. It doesn't work. So because it doesn't work with hats, sadly, I can't do any costume that's like a head mask or hat or anything like that. Because as soon as I go to do gameplay, I'd have to take it off. What's the point then, right? So there is some limitation to what I can do. I am glad that we tested that early before I got some crazy elaborate costume and then it wouldn't show up on camera. But more on that. You know, my wife and I are going to have a few days out this month looking around, seeing what's available for costumes, trying to get more ideas. And I'll probably by, middle to third week of the month, I'll have the costume secured and ready to go. So we'll see. All right. Still in flux. All right. So good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's see who's here today. We got I'm Sorry, Banana Jose, Chris, James, John, Roger, Vasselt. Who else is there? Pino. Over on Kick this morning, we got RGB King, Summer Holiday. Who else is there? Major Chong, Decaf, Save Us GTA, Pixel Queen, username already taken. What a name. And more. How is everyone this morning? I hope you're all in good spirits. What's up, Squirtle? And I hope that you're ready to chill and enjoy a nice, full, and fun day of streaming here on the channel. Last day of an 8-day week. That really threw me for a loop last week with the whole Comcast upgrades thing, and I ended up not being able to stream on Thursday of last week, which then threw my whole schedule into disarray. What I'm happy about is we did exactly what I set out to do this week. We finished some games, right? We determined whether or not other games are going to work and on what stream. We had a lot of fun, a lot of support, multiple DSP tries-its, good stuff, right? Overall this week, really good week. Also a marathon, and the marathon was successful and silly and fun. So, yeah, no complaints at all. Good week. The only complaint I have is the weather. Because, folks, if you're not aware, this week, it was supposed to be like this in Seattle. It was supposed to be cool. It was supposed to be rainy, foggy. It was supposed to be like nice, relaxing fall weather. It would have been absolutely perfect for this fall season, Halloween season. Okay? Instead, it was more like this. What the hell? Why are we getting summer-like weather? Why are we getting full sun outside? Because I took my air conditioners out and it burned me alive all week. And I've had enough. In fact, today, as you can see, I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt again, which I usually don't wear these, right? All summer, I usually wear a t-shirt with a shirt over it, but I have my air conditioner on, so it's comfortable, right? But it's been so hot this last week, I haven't been able to do that. Yesterday, it was 88 degrees in here as I was playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Not comfortable. And in fact, as a result, I was thinking about it, and I'm not going to wear headphones today, despite the fact that I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7. It's actually supposed to get sunny within the hour. That's what the weather said. It says within an hour, the sun's going to come out again. That means this office will heat up by about 15 to 20 degrees. Currently, it's 79 in here. So imagine it's 89 in here. I'm going to wear headphones. That's going to be like so uncomfortable, a breeding ground for bacteria and all kinds of shit. So I said, I'm just going to have open air. It sucks, I won't have surround sound for Call of Duty today. It's not really a big deal. It's just the beta. We're going to give it a taste, right, to see if I like it or not. I don't really need full surround sound. I'm not going to be playing super competitively today or whatever. But, yeah, I hope for the best today. It is what it is. If it's hot, it's hot. What can I do? So that's why I'm wearing a shirt where I can be cool during the course of the stream and not overheat. All right. So if you're wondering, geez, Phil's been wearing a lot of these shirts recently. I wonder why. That's why. It's not normally what I would wear, but with no air conditioner, I'm stuck in this in-between stage of being hot. It's weird. I was cooler during the actual summer, and now that it's fall, I'm hotter. So there you have it. Okay. Now, today, of course, we're going to get caught up on everything going on. I'll let you know how everything's going with certain playthroughs and the like. But the news today, it's regarding Xbox. And for the record, no, I actually did not color today's show's background for Xbox at all. In fact, I was trying to make it in line with like Call of Duty, because historically Call of Duty uses like this green shade, and sometimes they use like Matrix-like text and stuff like that. So I was going for a Call of Duty theme today, honestly. But as I was setting up all the lights, and then I got up this morning, I started reading gaming news. I'm like, oh, like all the news is about Xbox, and it's all bad. So today we're going to be talking about a few things, including an update to the whole cloud streaming thing that we were talking about the other day. And I was confused and didn't really understand what Xbox was saying when they were like, oh, depending on what tier of Game Pass you have, your cloud streaming experience will be better. And I was like, how could that be? I thought it's internet-based. Well, I have an update on that today. In addition, we're going to talk about Xbox literally charging more, but removing features and not telling anyone. It's been discovered that Xbox actually has removed benefits of having Game Pass without saying a word, even though they're charging more money. So we're going to talk about that too. It's going to be an interesting morning here on the show. But before we get to that, we got to talk about money. We got to make some money. Actually, there was a tip. I haven't even checked it yet. Someone sent a tip, I guess, overnight, but I have not looked at it yet. Let me take a quick look. Hopefully, it's not a troll tip because I want to obviously always give people a shout out. Let's see here. Oh, it's literally a $2.50 tip from Vukov. That's it. That's all it says. So we start off today with $2.50. Thank you so much to Vukov for the first contribution of the week. Or of the day, excuse me. Yes, I do accept tips overnight. You just send them to my PayPal tips link, and I always shout them out on the next available stream. If anyone puts a name or a message in there, I shout it out, as if it happened live during the stream, okay? So, thank you to Vukov for the first contribution of the day. Now, how did we do this week overall? Really well. Like, for example, I would say if you actually look at this week, I think there's only 2 streams out of the entire 8 days I streamed where we did not hit a support goal. I could be wrong. I might be off, but for the most part, we were doing well all week long. That's like I said, we had DSP Tries It, which was fun. Indian food returning for the first time in ages. If you remember, we also did DSP Tries It, Popeyes, and it was an atrocious waste of time because they didn't give me any of the dipping sauces. So I didn't actually try the hot ones flavored stuff. So what a waste that was. What a bunch of jerks. But then I had Indian food, and the Indian food was exceptionally good. I didn't really like the rice as much, but the curry, the naan bread, the samosas were all absolutely delicious. You can check that episode out on DSP Reacts right now if you're interested. In fact, taking a look at it right now. As of this morning, the episode has 946 views, slightly less than we would usually have. Usually within a day and a half, we have about 1,000 or more views. But the thing is, it's not fast food. And that's the thing. When I do stuff that's not fast food, that basically is more available to the masses, where like if I review it, you can go check it out. Usually the episode doesn't do as well. So it's all good because I like variety. I don't want to keep doing the fast food stuff constantly. In fact, we already talked about it. The next episode of DSP Tries It is actually going to be Mexican food. You guys voted yesterday. We had 3 options. It was either Domino's Pizza, Firehouse Subs, or Mexican food. And you guys voted and said, we want Mexican. So you're going to get Mexican food as the next DSP Tries It. And then after that, we'll probably alternate and go back to some kind of a fast food. Okay? Cool. No, not the wedges at KFC. I mean, incredibly low IQ people over on Kick saying dumb shit like that. Thank you for the great week. It has been a great week. I hope that you all have enjoyed it. Please support today. Let's have our final day of 8 days of streaming be a great one. Let's smash those goals together. All right, let's get some. How about we get our first super chat of the day? How about we get our first membership of the day? How about we get our first sub of the day? How about we get some kicks? And how about we get a tip? We did receive a tip overnight, the $2.50, but let's get some more. Shout out to Major Chong, who is spreading single kicks on the floor of my kick chat room right now. He's just dropping little kicks here or there, here or there, here or there, like this. All right. Thank you to Vassild for the first jump scare of the day. 1313 super chat. He says, looking forward to the gameplay as always. Thank you, Vassild. I'm very curious about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. It looks like what's happened with the Call of Duty dev cycle is that they ran out of ideas about 5-6 years ago. So what they're now doing is every 5, 6, 7 years, they just go back to the beginning of the cycle again. Oh, okay, so it's World War II, then it's Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. Oh, wait, that's boring now. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Oh, that's boring now. Go back to World War II again, right? And that's what it's been. This cycle of the endless ideas that are just the same rehash shit, nothing original at all. So this year, it actually looks like they're actually doing the same thing they did back with, I think it was Infinite Warfare, but I could be wrong. It might have also been one of the Black Ops, the one where you double jump and wall run. It's back. Even though, if you remember back then, the reason that they got rid of it was because people said, wow, they ran this thing into the ground. The game plays like shit now. And people were actually upset that it was playing so poorly. And there we go. Sorry about that. Pixel Boy. I don't know why this just keeps happening. It keeps moving like that. There we go. Yeah, so basically people were upset with how the game was playing. They didn't like it. And so basically the dev said, oh, okay, well, we should go back to World War II then. And that's what restarted the cycle last time. So it's like history repeats itself like Groundhog Day. they expect that every 7 years the gamers have had a complete mind wipe like Men in Black, and you don't remember what you did 7 years ago. Well, I do. I remember playing the wall running double jumping bullshit. It sucked. Everyone said it did. That's why you got rid of it and reset to World War II. So why the fuck is it back? So let's see. Today we're going to check out the Black Ops 7 beta, and hopefully it runs well and it's good and it's fun. Seriously, I just got to shake my head that they're creatively bankrupt, because they really are. They're creatively bankrupt, and all they're looking to do is have you play the same game again, but spend on microtransactions. So I guess we will see how it goes and go from there. All right. I'm going to be playing this beta today and Sunday because it runs all weekend. So 2 streams should be enough for me to determine if I like the game or not. Now, the truth is, even if it sucks, it's on Game Pass. So likely when it comes out next month, I'll probably still play it a bit anyway. I don't know if I hate it, if it will have the whole, longevity that last year's had. Black Ops 6 lasted a long time in my rotation. Remember, at first I was playing it on controller. Then in January, I adopted to mouse and keyboard here, and it kind of gave it a whole new breath of fresh air longevity, right? Like it breathed fresh air back into it, and people were excited for it again. So I played it again for several months. So that actually had a longer run in my schedule than most most Call of Duties do. But this year we're in a unique situation. The unique situation is, very simply, there's competition. We got Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 comes out in 1 week. Are you guys even aware of that? That's right. Excuse me, not Black Ops 6. Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 releases in 1 week from today. So in 1 week, we're going to see if Battlefield 6 is any good. Hopefully it is, because I would like Call of Duty to have competition. It's like I've always said, competition breeds innovation. Without competition, there's no reason for any company that's in first place to want to do better. They'll just keep pumping out the same crap. But if Battlefield 6 is good, right, that means that Call of Duty might actually have to try next year. Oh no, what a horrible concept that a game developer has to try to make money. Wow. So we'll see next week. But anyway, in the meantime, we'll play Call of Duty a couple of times. We'll see what we think. I'll definitely play it when it's out on Game Pass next month, and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll have 2 FPSs to alternate between. That would be kind of cool, right? I guess we'll see. So Vassiled, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And then there was the 100 kicks over on Kick. Who are they from, though? They were from Pixel Boy 83. Pixel Boy 83. Wait. Yeah, it's hard to read. Pixel Boy 83. Yes, thank you. I really need to get a queue for these kicks. There is still none. Like, there's still no integration. In fact, I'm going to check again right now. But there's still no overall integration of kicks, which is weird. I mean, then again, all these pop-up services and things took a while to actually refresh and have kick subs available as an option in there. So now, you're wondering, when are they going to have kicks available? And to my knowledge, they still do not. Because, man, it would be so simple if I could at a glance just see everyone's support. So here we are. Go on here. Go to Kick. And nope, follow, subs, and gifted subs only still. Jeez, man. I really hope that this gets updated soon. It's actually a pain. Like, sometimes I'm playing a game, and I'm in the midst of a big segment that's action-packed, and I'm paying attention, and then I'll finish, 15 minutes of gaming, and I'll turn to the audience. People will be like, yeah, you got 3 or 4 different Kick contributions, but can you shout them out? I can't see them, right? I can't see them. So, it is what it is, Hopefully it'll get better. Yeah, exactly. Kick is kind of a copy and paste from Twitch. So you would think that all the services that can integrate with Twitch would easily integrate with Kick, but it actually took them a long time to get subs as part of the pop-up services. So I wouldn't be shocked if it takes a long time to get this other stuff added too. We'll see. So anyway, thank you, Vassil. Thank you, Pixel Boy. Thank you to, what was his name? Bukov. Can we get our first sub of the day? Can we get a membership today? We don't have those. Let's get those going. All right. Please, let's get some support rolling today to hit that goal. We're at 3 out of 10. When we hit 10 out of 10, it's time for Mexican food on DSP Tries It. What will I get? I have no idea. My wife and I haven't even decided if we want to order from our usual restaurant that we like or try a new place. We don't know what we want to do yet, but it should be a fun episode. And then, excuse me, after that, we'll probably go back to fast food, maybe Domino's, maybe Firehouse Subs, maybe something else. Okay. What I think we should do before we get to the Microsoft news this morning, what I think I would like to do is briefly cover what I'm planning the schedule to be next week. I'm curious what you guys think. All right, so really quickly, let's take a look at this. Okay, this will not be a long segment or anything. So next week, all right. Well, first of all, as you can see today, we're doing Black Ops 7's beta, and then we're doing Hades 2 on the night stream. And I say, oh, Hades 2 again? Yeah, it did well. Hades 2 did well the other night. We had pretty good attendance. We had great support, and people actually really liked it and said, please keep this in the rotation. So Hades 2 again tonight. Let's see how it goes. If it does well again, then I'm actually planning on have major plans for it next week, as you'll see here. Okay, so I'm off from streaming on Saturday, for the record. When I return on Sunday, there will be a level 1 podcast, and we're going to do a second session of the Black Ops 7 beta, okay? And then we're going to go ahead with Silent Hill F again on Sunday night. Now, if, from what I'm to understand is true, we're going to probably beat Silent Hill F on Sunday night. People are saying between an hour to an hour and a half left in the game, to which I respond, wow, that game is short as heck, because guess what? We're only 12 hours in. This game is only 13 hours long for a major new AAA release that they're charging full price for in 2025. That's pretty cheaply, like, that's a ripoff, in my opinion. However, from what I'm to understand, get this. You ready for this? They're expecting that you're going to play Silent Hill F multiple times as if it were Nier Automata. And each time you play through the game, apparently there's different locations and variations on the plot and new things that happen. But someone has to tell Konami something that they need to understand. In order to play your game multiple times, the game has to be good. If the entire time I've been playing this game, it's been insanely uninspired, doesn't feel like Silent Hill, bad combat, why would I play your game a second or third time? Nier Automata, all right, when you beat it, you're like, oh, that was pretty good. I wonder what's going to happen in the next run. And the next run's completely different. You're like, whoa, this game wasn't good in the first run. I'm not going to play it again. That would be a complete waste of my time. So in that case, if that happens, if we beat it on Sunday night, and let's say we're like, wow, we actually don't know what happened in the plot because you didn't beat it multiple times, I'm just going to look up the other endings, and we're going to watch them together on that stream and react to them together, because there's no point in wasting another 10 to 12 hours to beat this game again and again and again when it sucks, okay? Just being honest here. All right, on Monday, there will not be a podcast because we're going to have another major stream of Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, we've been doing really good in this game. Yesterday, major progress where we actually did a whole bunch of optional questing. We finally did the food delivery quest, which got us a damage upgrade. Then we started doing the quest for Act 2 in the Citadel, and we beat one of them, which, here's the funny part about it, right? I think it was called the High Halls. So I'm doing it, and, you know, there's some challenge to it. Basically, it all requires you to use the thread and needle, like, grappling hook to beat the enemies and everything. And I get to the end of it, and I'm like, oh, there's going to be a boss. I go into this room. It's not a boss. It's a really, really long gauntlet of enemies, including introducing brand new enemies you haven't even seen before. And I was like, whoa, that's interesting. So I'm fighting, and it's like, I'm not even lying. It's like a 5 to 10 minute gauntlet. It keeps going. I one-shot it, right? So then I go to the next area, I get the reward, and everyone's like, what the hell just happened? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, Phil, you beat arguably one of the hardest parts of Hollow Knight Silksong that everyone complains about how hard that gauntlet is, and you beat it in one go, your first try. Like, no one beats that on their first try. And I was like, well, it's opposite with me, right? With me, when I play a game, usually the hardest parts of the game are the easiest for me, and the easiest parts are the hardest. So I'm sure there's been stuff that I got stuck on, that I died a million times to, that everyone else is like, how are you losing? It's the easiest thing, right? It's always opposite day with DSP, okay? So more of that coming on Monday. For the record, we've still got a ways to go. We still have 2 major parts of the Citadel the end of Act 2. Then we have all of Act 3 to do. Plus, we still have to go back to Sinner's Road and unlock this whole other optional area. So we got a lot to do in the game. Okay. And then we are on Monday going to give Sonic Racing Cross Worlds a try as a night stream. Okay. Up to this point, we've done 2 day streams. The first did well, the second did not. The second, we didn't even hit the goal. So I said I would give it a shot as a night stream. If you remember, that's also what happened with Mario Kart World. We started off as day streams, and after just a couple streams, it wasn't doing well. So I moved it to nights, and all of a sudden it did better. So we're going to try the same thing with Sonic, okay? Now, on Tuesday, I put no podcast, but I very well may do a podcast on Tuesday. It really depends on what's going on. If there's game news and things to talk about, I may still do one. And it's going to be Hades 2 on a daytime stream on Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to give it a shot as a day stream, see if we can make major progress, have some good runs. I'm curious if it'll work. I don't know if it'll work. It did work as a night stream. We'll see if it works tonight, but I wanted to give it a go as a day stream and see if it will work or not. All right. And then Tuesday night will be our weekly American Truck Simulator late night chill stream. Yes, I'll have some alcoholic cider and stuff when we're doing that one. All right. Now, in regards to next week's schedule, I should be here for 6 days, meaning Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That includes on Friday the release of Battlefield 6, okay? So I will be doing Battlefield 6 on that day. Now, to be honest, I am skeptical about playing it all day. Why? Because the last few times when there was a new release and I played it both streams, it didn't work on the second stream. People already got tired, and usually we wouldn't get a lot of support for the late stream. So I'm debating if I want to do the Battlefield 6 premiere as a full day or not. All right. But I am playing it on release day, that first major stream. Likely I'll even forego doing a podcast that day so we can get maximum gameplay in. Okay. There you go. All right. So next week will be exciting. We're going to have the continuation of Silksong, Hades 2, the Call of Duty beta, Silent Hill F will end, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds will continue. And then at the end of the week, we got Battlefield. So that is a crazy variety of content for you guys next week that I am very excited for. And I hope that you guys will join me all week long, no matter what it is that I'm doing. It should be a great one. Okay? Cool. Keep in mind, also, coming up this week, okay? We have not this week, this month, excuse me. We have many more new releases, including games such as Pokemon ZA Legends, Ninja Gaiden 4, Tormented Souls 2, Outer Worlds 2, and the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Like, I'm planning on checking out all of those. So that's a lot of new content that'll be coming out this month. So I hope that you guys will be here. Remember, there's a little bit of something for everyone on this channel, right? No matter what it is that you're really enjoying. It should be great. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Just did 100 kicks. Thank you so much for the 100 kicks. I'm sorry, guys. I appreciate that. I think we finally got the volume levels adjusted properly because it was way too loud the other day, but now it sounds much better, doesn't it? So there you go. No, Jade, I did not build a time machine. While looking at my shirt. Funny, this shirt I bought and then I only wore it a few times and then I stopped wearing t-shirts. Like, I started wearing the long sleeve button downs, the pullovers, and then I started wearing the summertime style like shirts, Hawaiian shirts and stuff. So I've only worn this shirt maybe a few times in my content. I'm glad that I get to wear it again today. And he says, well, I used the AK-47 today. Jade, I don't know what I'm using today because, as you know, with Call of Duty, not everything is unlocked, especially when you're starting out. Like, I don't know what guns will be available for the starter classes. So we'll just have to see as we jump in today how we can start. Okay. I did play ukulele when it was new, Recipe for Disaster. I thought it was all right. Not as good as Banjo-Kazooie, but it was decent. And I know that it's being remade. I have no desire to play it again. Zero. What version of Pokemon ZA am I getting? Oh, I have no idea. I don't even know what the difference is. So I'm just going to buy one randomly when the game is out. No, I'm not playing Ghost of Yotei. I have zero interest. Basically, what I'm seeing on Ghost of Yotei is a big division. Okay, I'm looking on social media, people's opinions. Some people are like, oh my God, it's the most amazing game ever, groundbreaking graphics, the combat's better, blah, blah. Then on the other side, I'm seeing a whole different group of people saying it's totally mid. It's not bad. That's what everyone's saying. It's not bad. Don't get us wrong. It's not a terrible game, but it's totally mid. Basically, the game has some huge limitations. For example, yes, you get dual katanas or a regular katana, but you can only use them against certain enemies. So if you're going to fight an enemy with a sword, you have to use the single katana. The dual katanas is only for fighting enemies with a spear. So basically, you're swapping the same styles you did in the first game. There's nothing different. They made it seem like when they were promoting the game that the dual katanas would be different. It's literally not. It's exactly the same as the first game. And that seems to be the theme. Almost the entire game is the same as the first game. The only difference is they added mini games. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like, I guess when you're out in the world now, you can make a campfire, and at the campfire, you can cook stuff. So you have to, every single time you get to a campfire, you have to perform a mini game to get the campfire to light, and then you can cook. It's like, and everyone's like, what's the point of that? Why do I want to do mini games the whole game? And they said that's like the whole game. They keep adding all these like tedious, time-consuming mini games between the flow of the game that doesn't make sense. So basically, again, it's not bad, but it's basically Ghost of you know, Tsushima a second time, only with a new protagonist and a remixed story, but it's the same game. So if you like Ghost of Tsushima and you're looking for more of the same, you'll love it. If you're not looking for the same game twice, you're not going to really like it that much. To be honest, I'm not looking for a 40-plus hour game that's exactly the same as Ghost of Tsushima a second time. So I'm actually glad I'm not playing it. For those who are enjoying it, I'm glad you are. Like, I just want to make that clear. Just because I chose to skip a game for personal reasons, such as my audience is going to basically give me a hard time about this game because of the political background of it, and the fact that it's so long and I'm really not looking to play a 40 to 60 hour game in the midst of a busy gaming season. There's reasons why I chose against it, right? That doesn't mean it's a bad game and you should skip it, especially if it's your cup of tea. I say go for it. Go check it out. But for me, it just doesn't fit what I'm doing right now. I feel like this actually would have clogged up what I'm playing now if I chose to play that game. That's just my take. I could be wrong, but you got to make these decisions, and they're tough decisions to make. If I wasn't playing Hades 2, or if I didn't play Hades 2, maybe I would have played Ghost of Yotei, but I don't know. I got to make a choice at some point, right? Noble Time says, the only issue I have with the game, you don't level up to get skill points. You need to go to shrines to get skill points, and it's weird in that regard. And I'm being told that you don't have to do all the mini games. You can skip them. Like, they're kind of tedious, but you don't have to do them. Well, there you go. Okay. Me too. Recipe for Disaster says, man, I hope Outer Worlds 2 is good. Me too. And to be honest, I'm skeptical about that one too, because Outer Worlds 1, what was the best part? The world building, the quest lines, the dialogue trees, all of that. The worst part, the combat. It sucked. The combat was so boring and repetitive and time consuming. And I could just see, again, this game where half the time when you're in a town and you're doing all the quests, it's really fun. And then the moment you step out to the open world and you start fighting the enemies, you're bored to tears. So I hope not. I hope that's not the case. But man, I'm skeptical about Outer Worlds 2 if it's going to be any good. Again, these are the benefits of Game Pass. I want you to understand, with as much as that I've been criticizing Microsoft recently, one of the absolute huge benefits of being a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber is that I'm going to be playing Call of Duty, Outer Worlds 2, right? I don't have to buy them. Without Game Pass, I'd be dropping $60, $70 plus tax on each game just to play them. And then if they suck, they suck. Wow, what a ripoff. I just blew all my money, right? As opposed to a Game Pass, $30 a month. Yes, there is a $10 increase, but I don't have to buy these games. So overall, there's a savings. Like just between Outer Worlds 2 and Call of Duty, that's what, 3 to 4 months of Game Pass, right? So the value is there. There you go. Alrighty then. That's the thing for me. Game Pass makes sense. But how many people are like me, juggling 6 games at once, streaming for an audience, right? Actually willing to buy all those games. You see what I'm saying? Almost no one. So that is true. Game Pass for PC is $16.49 supposedly. So I may need to do that. Now that I'm no longer playing on Xbox, I may have to downgrade my Game Pass subscription from Game Pass Ultimate to Game Pass PC only, because I think that's it. I don't think I'm ever going to play on Xbox ever again. Like, it's been in my living room for the past 6 months, and I haven't touched it. So I don't know why I'm paying for Ultimate, quite frankly. Xbox PC gets the games on day one, right? I think it does. All right, folks. Well, we talked about what I wanted to talk about. Now let's get to the news story about Xbox. Let's cover this. And then after that, we can do some nice, relaxing, interactive Q&A to end the show, shall we? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Xbox 2 days ago announced a massive price increase to Xbox Game Pass, including Xbox Ultimate going from $19.99 USD a month to $29.99 USD a month. They tried to spin it like you were going to get extra content, but as I showed you, unless you're a Fortnite player, you literally are getting no extra content. They actually have lied and pretended like this was a big upgrade. It's not. You're going to be paying $10 a month for nothing additional at all. Well, in the last 2 days, people have been doing a lot of research. And what they have found is that Xbox actually was kind of hiding some facts that they don't want you to know about these Xbox Game Pass price hikes. Okay? So first of all right, there was a situation going on where they had announced with these price hikes that, oh, well, the better higher tier of Game Pass you get means you're going to have the better cloud streaming experience. Now, that really confused me because I've tried cloud streaming before. And for those who don't know what it basically means you never have to download a game and have it installed on your hard drive at all. What happens is, let's say right now you wanted to play Mass Effect, okay? I want to just play Mass Effect 1 for the first time in like a bunch of years. Okay, all you would do is open up the Xbox app, click on Mass Effect, stream game, you're playing it. It's literally just streaming it right over the internet. It's not installed to your hard drive or anything. It's just, you're playing it immediately. Okay? That's cloud gaming. That's what Xbox sees as the future. That you can just immediately over the internet play any game, instant gratification. All right? That way you don't even need storage space. You don't even really need a big hard drive. You're good. Okay? But with me, what's happened is I tried it on various different services over the years, some to good effect and some not so much. When they first started trying this many, many years ago, there was a console. I'm trying to remember what it was called. On Live? Yeah, it was called On Live. And it was a standalone console that all it did was stream. It was terrible. You try to play a game, it would play for like 30 seconds and then buffer. Then the bitrate would drop and it would be pixel fast. Then it would stutter. Then it would catch up. You get to play another minute and then it would do it again. And I had great internet. So it wasn't like my internet sucked. It's just the service was ass. This was over a decade ago. So basically at that point, the whole cloud stream gaming was not ready, and the internet infrastructure certainly was not ready. Okay? Then, years later, PlayStation attempted this a few years ago when PlayStation launched their premium tiers of their PlayStation Plus service. If you had the best tier, you now had cloud streaming of their old games library. So, for example, we tested this with Infamous 2, do you remember? And when I played Infamous 2, it worked pretty well. I would say there was a little bit of input delay, and it was noticeable. You press the button, it takes a tiny bit of time for the game to react. And to be honest, even though I was playing it at 1080p, it was a little fuzzy. It wasn't exactly super clear, all right? You could tell the bit rate wasn't amazing, but it was playable. It was enjoyable. It wasn't like, oh, the audio sounds like shit and washed out and the game is constantly stuttering. Nothing like that. It was playing fine. And at that point, we had even said, hey, if you guys want to see me play some more retro PlayStation games, this may be the way to do it. However, that's really the only value of getting that premium PlayStation Plus series or service. So I got rid of it and never went back, and we never really did anything with it. Okay. So now Xbox has joined the fray. And what Xbox is saying is, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you get access to the cloud gaming streaming. But what confused me was they were saying, well, if you have the higher tier, you get better streaming. I'm like, no, it's internet-based, isn't it? Well, that's what I thought, except I was wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been discovered. You ready for this? Xbox is going to throttle your cloud gaming service. Yes, they're actually now, they didn't do this before. Now they're doing this. So shout out to Legendary Drops who broke this down on X, by the way. If you have the lower 2 tiers of Xbox Game Pass, they only give you up to 1080p video, a lower bit rate, and basically you have potential wait times during peak hours if you have the cheapest Game Pass. And here, you'll get some priority access if you're on the premium tier. Okay? So now, if you finally have Xbox Ultimate, now you'll be able to do streaming up to 1440p, much higher increased bitrate, and basically they're saying the shortest wait times. Okay? So what this means is they're actually downgrading their cloud service already. It's not even prominent yet. Like, a lot of people are really not using it yet, but people were thinking, oh, when I get my Xbox ROG Ally later this year, I want to use the cloud streaming on there because, that's not going to have a giant hard drive. So cloud streaming of gaming will be great on there, right? So immediately as they're about to launch the peripheral that everyone will use the cloud gaming on, they're downgrading it. Did they publicly really explain this on Wednesday? They're trying to hide this fact. They're actually trying to sweep this under the rug so you don't know it, but they're actually giving you less for more. They already were offering the better bitrate and the no wait times. Now they're lowering your bitrate and giving you wait times unless you pay more for Ultimate. Wow, that's good business, huh? It's pretty insane is what it is. Now, continuing on, okay? It gets worse. Microsoft, wow, look at these fucking intrusive ass ads. Microsoft has secretly removed a prominent feature of Xbox Game Pass and not mentioned it. What you used to do is when you had Game Pass Ultimate, you would get big discounts on DLCs. Usually when you bought a DLC add-on for the game you're playing, there'd be a 10% or 15%, sometimes upwards of 40% discount on the DLC. They very, very quietly have removed this program and it doesn't exist anymore. So overnight, when they announced the Game Pass changes, all those discounts disappeared from Game Pass. So now all DLCs are full priced. I'm paying more for less. Very interesting, isn't it? Okay. Now, as if all of that news wasn't bad enough for Xbox, there's another story that hit this morning. Okay. Get ready for this. Microsoft is going to test free cloud game streaming without needing Game Pass, but you have to watch advertisements. I missed the button. That's what I wanted to press. Here we go. Yes. Check this out. Microsoft employees have access to an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming ahead of a public test. So they gave it to the employees to be the initial beta testers. As long as it works with the employees, they're going to do a public test. So how does it work? Well, let's say that you want to play a game on cloud streaming. Well, you go to the Xbox app, you log in, and you say, well, I want the free version. I'm not paying for Game Pass. Okay, here's an ad. And you have to sit there and watch a non-skippable ad. Then the game will give you access to a menu of free-to-play games, and you can play it for, I think they said, up to 5 hours a month. But you have to keep watching ads. Like, what happens is it'll keep cueing you to have to watch more and more ads. Right now, they're saying, see, there'll be free play day titles, retro classics titles. Some games you own will be able to stream. So if you already own the game digitally, instead of downloading it to your hard drive, you'll then be able to play it over the cloud instead. So here it is, 5 hours free a month, okay? And it even says these limits may change when the service is launched. Exactly. What they're basically going towards at this point is they want to give you games via the cloud streaming, but they want you to watch insane amounts of advertisements to watch them or to play them. Just like right now, you want to watch regular broadcast TV, you got to sit there and watch a ton of ads. Do you want to watch YouTube but not pay for premium? You got to watch a ton of ads. So they want to turn gaming into an ad monetized service now. Up to now, it's been you buy the games and you play them and you don't have that. Well, if you want to play them for free, you can, but you have to constantly watch ads. So basically now this has erupted in controversy. This morning, this was announced. And people are like, no, because this is the slippery slope. This is the beginning of the end. If this works and a whole slew of people start doing this, game companies might be like, okay, this is the model now. Seriously, like you can't buy the games anymore. Either you pay for Game Pass and then you get the cloud streaming and you can play the games, or you can watch a ton of ads and play them for free. But either way, that's the model. There is no more you can buy a game and play it infinitely with no ads. It's gonna be only this model of sub only for the future. And people, I would argue, rightly so, are freaking out a bit about this. Because if you have been a lifelong gamer like me and you want the freedom to play a game whenever you want, you don't want to have to watch ads to do it. And certainly, let's say, for example, right now under Xbox Game Pass, 5-6 months passed and I only played 2 or 3 games on there, then actually I am not getting the value for my $30 a month. It just so happens that if you look at my Game Pass history this year, I played a ton of Game Pass games. So for me, it's been a good value, right? But what not? What if not? What if I only played 2 games in the last 6 months? Well, then I didn't get my money's worth. Why am I keeping this Game Pass subscription, right? So I'll just cancel and I'll buy the games that I want to play. Oh, you can't do that anymore. What do you mean you can't do that anymore? Oh, that's not available. You cannot purchase games ever again. You either have Game Pass or you have to watch ads to play the game. But what if I don't know if I like the game and I just don't want you? Well, watch some ads. Ooh. So do you see why people are starting to freak out? If you can't purchase your games anymore, how bad that would be? And also, if they're putting limitations. So, for example, right now they're saying only 5 hours a month. I expect that wouldn't hold. This is just for their test, right? But what if they say maximum you can get is 20 hours a month watching ads? Then you have to pay for Game Pass. So let's say you're playing Ghost of Yote. Now, of course, this is a PlayStation game, but I'm just throwing one out there, right? Oh, I like this game. It's 40 hours long. I'm 20 hours in. Oh, my playtime expired for the month. Now I have to pay $30 to get Game Pass to continue my gaming experience, or I have to wait till next month to continue my playthrough. See? Do you see? Now it's starting to make sense in your head. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. This isn't good. Microsoft is actually trying to change the entire game industry. That's exactly what Phil Spencer is doing. Him and his cronies and the people there are plotting to actually change the way that games work. They don't want you to buy a game ever again. They just want to have your subscription locked in permanently forever. And now here's the rub when that happens. If you are stuck with Game Pass and you can't get out of it because that's the only way to play games, they can raise prices to whatever they want. That's what happened with cable TV. When cable TV said, hey, we got the bundles of all the channels you want, you can't get them individually, you have to get our bundles. Now we're raising the price of the bundles again and again and again. And that's when eventually people said, this is insane. I'm paying $200 a month for TV. What a ripoff. And then people found alternatives like Netflix and these other streaming services. Well, that's what Xbox is trying to do. They're trying to basically turn gaming into cable TV again. It's greed. It's 100% greed. There's no other justification for it. This doesn't benefit the industry at all. It only hurts the industry. I just want to make that clear. It's not like, oh, we're doing everyone a service by changing the way the industry works. No, there's only one group this benefits. The people running these kind of companies. That's it. It's anti-consumer. It's anti-developer. The only ones who benefit are people like Xbox, Microsoft, and of course, if Sony does it, Sony, PlayStation. If Nintendo does it, Nintendo. They're the only ones who will benefit here. That's it. They'll get rich, and all of us will be suffering as, people who enjoy video games. It's not right. We should have the choice to buy a game if we want, to get a subscription if we want, to watch the ads if we want. It should not be we're trying to push everyone towards this model because it makes us more money. All this blew up in the last 2 days. Like some of this just announced this morning. And you're like, whoa. So this is crazy, dude. I wonder what's going to happen. Because right now, to be honest, it seems like console gamers are more affected by it. PC gamers have options, right? You could still currently buy games through multiple different stores and platforms, whether it is the Xbox app, whether it's Steam, whether it's GOG. I know there's a few others, Epic Games Launch, all these different companies. But here's the problem with an industry like this. It's still volatile. You might be like, oh, gaming's been around forever. Gaming is still in its infancy stages. You have to understand that. Video games started becoming mainstream, really profitable in the 2000s, and now it's the biggest industry in entertainment. In another 20 years, all right, if the things keep going the way they're going, it could be every single distributor wants to do this. That there is no more purchase a game piecemeal. Steam could do it. GOG could do it. Everyone could just say you have to buy our subscription plan. Then you have access to all of our games, right? And man, and then what you're going to see is what you see right now with the TV streaming services. Oh, you must have your Game Pass sub this month if you want to play Call of Duty. It's not available on any other platform. Oh, but the new, I don't know, Assassin's Creed, that's only available on the other competitors' game subscription services. So now you need Game Pass subscription, Steam subscription, EA subscription, Ubisoft subscription. You need 10 subscriptions to play all the games you want to play. But now I'm paying $400 a month. I'm not saving any money with these subscriptions anymore. You know what that sounds like right now with TV and movie services? Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, HBO Max. You need 17 of these to see everything, right? So that's what's happening. They're doing this. The industry is changing. This is bad. This is very, very bad. And then on top of that, you realize that all these game studios are now going to start heavily using AI to make games. So now you're going to have these samey feeling games. The games look the same. They play the same because AI made it all. It just used the existing assets to throw the games together. So not only do you have to pay more money to have 17 subscriptions to play all the games suck because they're all the same. Anyway, so let's hope that it takes a long time for this to happen, or let's hope that gamers speak up with their wallets. Because right now, the best way for you to basically say, I don't want this, would be to not pay for a subscription service that you're not using. So, for example, me, I absolutely positively am using Game Pass to its fullest. I have massive value by keeping my Game Pass subscription. I am going to keep it, okay? It makes sense for me. But it may not make sense for you. $30 a month if you're not playing a lot of games on it, the best way to show them that this is not what you want, cut that cord. Pull it out, right? Cancel that subscription. Speak with your wallet. And then they will know this is not what people want, okay? Jay just made a good point. He says, well, look at WWE. They were in Peacock. Now they're not in Peacock. Now they're on ESPN. And that's what could happen with games. Imagine if you really like a certain game. Like, let's say you really like, I don't know, Elden Ring, right? Well, this month, Elden Ring is available on the Steam subscription. Next month, it's only on Game Pass, but then they're losing it in 2 months, and then it's going to GOG. What the So now I have to cancel and resubscribe and cancel a million subscriptions just to keep playing a game? The worst ones would be multiplayer games. What if you're a competitive player and you need to play Street Fighter 6? This month it's on this service, then it's on this service, then it's on this one. What the? Anyway, so you see where I'm coming from. It's a problem. Hopefully that's not really where, it's going, but it's scary. It's a scary thought that our entire industry that we all grew up with could change because of corporate greed. But then again, so did TV, so did movies, so did music. We have a track record of good things changing for the worse because of corporate greed. So I wouldn't be shocked if this is what happens. Already we're in the situation where almost all physical copies are being phased out. Tons of games now are game card, but there's no game on the card. All you do is you plug it into your system and it downloads the real game off the internet. There's no actual data on the game or on the disc. So you really don't own physical media anymore. That's already a thing that's becoming more prominent. And within 5 years, I bet they won't even sell games anymore unless you buy the collector's edition. That's happening. Just you got to deal with it. That's the industry reality. And now this is another thing. The digital distribution, the subscriptions, it's happening, man. It's happening right under our noses, right? Someone tipped $2 asking for exercise or diet advice. Sure, here's your diet advice. Stop eating terrible foods and drinking awful things for your body. Don't drink soda, ever. Don't eat things that are high carbs, high fat, fried foods. Stay away from all of it. Eat a lot of protein. It's very simple. There's your diet advice. Exercise advice, completely different for every different person. What happens and what works for me very well might not work for you because I'm in a different situation. I'm in a situation where when I was young, I worked out a lot for a few years. Then I completely cold stopped for like 20 years, and now I've gotten back into it. So what I'm doing isn't really going to work for you, right? You may have never exercised, or maybe you're an avid exerciser. I don't know. Consult someone who's a professional, someone who's a trainer, a doctor. They'll know better than me. Okay? Thank you for $2, anonymous tipper. All right, so guys, I got through all the topics I wanted to get through today, and guess what happened? The sun came out outside. So I am wearing the proper shirt for today. I won't be sweating it out, thankfully, because I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt. Well, I will be sweating it out, but I'll be cooler than if I had worn, my overshirt and everything over it. So good thing there. It's probably going to end up being 88 degrees in here again today because the sun is fully out. It is what it is. But, all right. So what would you guys like to talk about? First of all, what are we doing here? Let's get some support. All right. Let's get some subs. Let's get some kicks. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some tips. Let's go. Right now, let's get... Oh, by the way, I had a new emote and I forgot to add it. I have an emote I'm going to add that's me pointing at the camera like this because you guys said you wanted one. All right. So there is going to be one. I just didn't have a chance to add it yet, but I promise you I'm going to try to add it as soon as I can. Okay? All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some support for DSP Gaming. Let's get it right now to get that momentum going so we can hit our goal for today. Because here's the truth. Once I start playing Call of Duty, I'm going to be focusing on Call of Duty. I have to, right? There's not going to be a lot of interaction once I start actually playing. Oh, it was added to YouTube? Cool. The pointing emote did get added to YouTube, but I didn't get to add it over on Kick yet. The pointing emote is on YouTube right now. Yeah. It's actually there. Look at that. You guys like it? Yeah, I know you guys on Kick are pissed, right? Because you don't have it. I wanted to add it, but I didn't have a chance this morning. Someone sent it to me, but I didn't have a chance to add it. Maybe I can add it. All right, hold on. Give me a sec. It might take a second. All right, chill out for a sec. Let me see if I can do this on the fly. Please ignore any intrusive noises or problems that happen when I attempt to do this. I'm not the best at it. Okay, I added it. So those of you on Kick should have it momentarily. You should be able to use the new right now emote. All right, guys? Let's see if it's there. I'll give it a sec. Everyone give it a look in a sec. It should be there. And we can all use it together in synchronicity here. Jade says, I never used to miss WrestleMania or the Rumble. Now I might miss the WWE shows because they're on ESPN. Yeah, because you'd have to get ESPN. Although, okay, so Jade, I'm going to give you the pro tip. All right. If you want to watch all the WWE pay-per-views, here's what you do. Get Netflix, which you might already have Netflix, and get a VPN. A VPN is this network where it's a program. You install it on whatever device that you watch your shows on. And all you do is you use the VPN to change your region. And basically, like, if you're in the Great Britain or Canada, just change your location to there. You can immediately watch all the pay-per-views on Netflix. That's what I was doing. I wasn't, that's what I would do to continue if I was going to watch WWE. I would just do that. I would not be getting ESPN and this one and that one. I would just cancel Paramount Plus entirely, get Netflix, and get a VPN. That's what I would do. That's probably the best way to do it because WWE is just making it too complicated because they're greedy. So, do it that way. Netflix blocks VPNs, completely false. I can confirm that is absolutely false because I've used a VPN on Netflix myself and it works. How did I watch WWE back in the day? Television, because it was on TV. And you would just have the cable box and you would record the shows for you. Captain DCW with a $10 super chat. It's good to see you, Captain. How is your PS5 Pro doing? I know you just hooked it up the other day. Hopefully it's going good for you. No, I didn't go clothes shopping. These are the old graphic tees that I used to wear. But I haven't worn them in like 2 years. So that's why they feel fresh because I haven't worn them in a very long time. Nope, I don't know anything about a game called Crimson Desert. What I think of Horizon Forbidden West, graphics were gorgeous. That's disgusting. The graphics were gorgeous. The gameplay elements were sound. The story was mid. And sadly, they made some changes that made the game too tedious. I actually like the first game better, but the graphics were gorgeous. That's the best part, seriously. So, okay. So thank you, Captain, for that super chat. And then thank you to Vassild. Vassild did 500 kicks, and that is the most kicks of the day so far. So thank you to Vassild for that. Absolutely disgusting animation. That animation is way grosser with the sound effect. When it was silent, it was nasty. With the sound effect, it's ridiculously gross. And also keep in mind, this is the first year I'm broadcasting 1440p. I used to just be like 720p, sometimes 1080, but it was always like blurry. Now these animations look much better, and they're just disgusting. Ugh. Am I excited on High on Life 2? No, I'm not. I didn't even know it was coming out. No, one kick bitches have not been banished. If people want to just give one kick at a time on kick, they're welcome to. It adds up. It adds up to a decent amount of income a day. I'm not going to say, no, you can't do it. Go for it. But I'm not going to shout those out. I don't even know what the starter Pokemon are in the next Pokemon, so I can't answer that question. No, I never saw a horror movie starring CM Punk. No, I did not watch X-Men 97 because that's been on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus. You missed the gun show. You want more? All right, ready? Here you go. Ready? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the gun show, baby. The gun show. You've attended the gun show. Don't worry, they weren't loaded. There you go. Very exciting. Do I think the Kino dorks stalk my streams? Do you want to know the truth? I don't know. I don't pay any attention to them at all. I haven't paid any attention to anything they've said or done in many, many months. The only thing I ever hear is if you guys say something on a stream, I don't follow them. I never wanted to. For the little time I did, it was like mind-numbingly, annoyingly bad and just not quality stuff. I was bored to tears most of the time. I was not entertained. I would not watch that stuff. But again, that's my personal preference. There's a ridiculous amount of people who like drama content. I'm not one of them. So I'm just not entertained by it. No, I've not looked into an Android box that combines all streaming services into one on-demand package. No. I have a Amazon Fire Stick on which we have a few different services. Usually we watch stuff on YouTube or Max or Amazon Prime Video, or is there another one? Can't remember. And then I still have Netflix. I kept that. And from time to time, I watch stuff on there. Like I'm waiting for the new Stranger Things. I'm waiting for the new Knives Out movie. Like that stuff I'll watch on Netflix when it comes out. But outside of that, I don't have anything else right now. Oh, no, I'm getting caught up with Dexter. I did get Paramount Plus because I'm getting caught up with Dexter. I've been watching. I remember what it's called. The Dexter series where he's in like the Pacific Northwest frozen area and his son comes to visit him and stuff. I'm watching some of that slowly. I've only seen like 3 episodes, but I'm getting caught up with that. And then I'm going to watch Dexter Resurrection. So I do have Paramount Plus currently, and I'm trying to watch some Dexter stuff. Do I like Beavis and Butthead? I thought Beavis and Butthead was smart. That's funny. I say smart because it was social commentary in the 90s. I haven't really seen Beavis and Butthead in the last like 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I guess it would be 30 years. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if anything new with Beavis and Butthead is good. I saw some of the seasons of The Boys on Amazon. I saw up to the last season, and then I stopped watching. I just couldn't take it because The Boys went from being a show that was more about, oh, look, these are how superheroes could be corrupt and do messed up stuff, to a show that became 100% political. And when it did, I was like, I just don't want to watch this anymore. I'm not interested in political commentary in a fucking fantasy show. I just want to watch the fantasy. You know, again, I watch and play. I watch stuff. I play games. I do that to escape the real world. That show now wants to keep integrating politics into it, so I just don't give 2 fucks about it. I'm not going to watch it anymore. No, I have not seen the new Futurama season. No, see, here's the thing. You can have an episode of a show that's political, all right? But when you're making the entire tone of your show political and it's all leaning in one big direction as well, I just don't want that. I don't. I really don't. I'm just tired of oh, I'm a writer, so now I have to interject my own personal belief system into a fantasy fucking world that I created to entertain people. No, you don't need to do that. In fact, we don't care. How about this writer of a fucking fantasy show? We don't care about your political beliefs because you're nobody. You're a fucking fantasy writer. So write fantasy and shut the fuck up about your personal beliefs. I don't care. And I don't care if it's either way. I just don't care. Imagine if you're watching Lord of the Rings, and all of a sudden there's an allegory to say that one political way of the modern world is wrong. What? Anyway. Yes, I did see they announced a new Simpsons movie. Hopefully it's good. My thoughts on The Simpsons is that it used to be great. Over the years, especially when it went HD, it wasn't as great, but I don't actively watch it anymore, so I have no idea if it's good. I haven't seen it for over like 10 years, so. I probably will eventually watch Avatar 3 when it hits on demand. I probably will. I watched Avatar 2, it was meh, you know. All right, what else do you guys want to talk about? Are we done? If we're done, we can end the show a little early. I'll go on my break, and then we'll jump into Black Ops, but typically we usually go till 1 p.m., and it's only like 12:50. Any last topics, any questions, anything you guys want to talk about? Oh, I didn't know that mission, Val. Again, I've said to you guys, I don't know much or anything about King Cobra at all. So, when you guys bring stuff up like that, I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you to Princess Luna for a $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much, Princess Luna. And I love how these animations look. They look way better this year because I'm streaming it at better quality. You notice that? Thank you so much, Princess Luna. Now we're up to $50 support. Let's keep going. Again, let's get that momentum flowing so that we are almost there when I start playing. Yes, I'm looking forward to Fallout Season 2. It's New Vegas season. It should be awesome. You would hope, right? To get what's supposed to be a canon follow-up to the story of New Vegas will be pretty awesome. The Cock Hawk, what a name, has become a member this morning. Thank you for the membership there. All right. See you later, I'm sorry. Yeah, hopefully you'll be here tonight for, of course, some fun Hades 2 on the late stream tonight. That should be great. Where things are just heating up, where I might get a new weapon and stuff. It should be a good time. Jade, you're welcome. Yes, that is the best way to watch WWE. Get Netflix, get a VPN, change the VPN to say you live in Great Britain or Canada, and just you can watch everything on Netflix that way. That way you don't need a million subscriptions. It's so stupid. You don't need ESPN, thankfully. Good luck with Silent Hill F, I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't laugh so much. Like I've been doing. Thoughts on the LCU losing wings? What do you mean losing? Hold on a second here. Hold on. Well, wait a second. Losing wings. Wings was with them, then he's not, then he is. If he's not on there again, there's no stopping that he might not just come back again. The whole thing is usually nonsensical scripting nonsense, right? It's all planned ahead of time by Keen. I've been saying this from day one. It's not real drama. It's stuff that they all work on behind the scenes. They plan it all on, right? Are you saying that he quit again? I don't even know. Vasil, thank you for a $10 super sticker of #1 fan anthropomorphic dancing pair. It's quite bizarre, but thank you for the support. No, I've not heard of an upcoming horror game called By Sweet Carol. Tubs. He says the art style is unique. Never heard of it. Is it coming out before Halloween? If so, please nominate new horror games for the Halloween marathon. I would love to play like a bunch of indie style horror games during the Halloween marathon I've never played before. That'd be perfect. No, I don't know where Becky Boop is, nor do I know Becky Boop quite well. What is this now? Another new line of nonsense? No. I don't know anything about anything. I have no involvement with any lolcow stuff at all. Zero. It's like I said, I made an active effort to have nothing to do with lolcow content ever since, what was it, March of this year? And it has worked incredibly well. Seriously, it has. 100% well. And I'm staying away from all the nonsense. Would I consider going on the Painkiller Already podcast? I didn't even know it's still going. I'm pretty sure those guys have no interest on ever talking to me about anything, so I don't know why that would happen. There's a new Alien game coming out. Is that true? Is there an upcoming Alien game coming out? You guys had mentioned that, right? That there's supposed to be some kind of alien horror game. Is it This one, let me see. Oh, it just came out. Alien Rogue Incursion. What is this? Is it horror? Is Alien Rogue Incursion a horror game? It says new action horror story set in the iconic Alien universe. Play as a rogue colonial marine Zula Hendrix, sent to investigate a black site on Perdan. Fight and survive using skill, reflex, and determination against a deadly xenomorph incursion in a gripping first chapter of a two-part saga. $30. Wonder if it's any good. It has mostly positive reviews, 75% positive. It's 8 hours. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm seeing like split air here, or split stuff here. Oh god, I started playing the trailer. I didn't even hit play. Hold on. Some people are saying it's very creepy, and others are like, no, the gunplay is outdated. The xenomorph AI is very bad and not very entertaining. So it's kind of like a split opinion on the game. And some people are saying that there's bugs that haven't been fixed yet. I mean, it's something probable for Halloween, but it is a $30 game. That would suck if I play it and no one likes it, and I end up never playing it again. I guess we'll have to see. Do I see any possibility to clear the air with side scrollers? Because it ended on a bad note. What air is there to clear? Here's how you clear the air, right? They tried to get me on their show and get a big exposure by getting me to confess to stuff, which I was never part of an agreement. It was just supposed to be an interview. That was it. And the agreement was I go on the show, I do the interview, then they're going to have me on the show afterward as a regular guest, like everyone else did, to get me some promotion. That was the whole agreement. Instead, they had me on the show, then decided it would be more profitable for them to continuously milk my detractors and say bad things about me for months on end, so that way they could profit from it. So it was a whole lie. The entire premise of the interview was a lie. They did lie and scam me out of what I was supposed to get out of it. Okay? After that, I had Craig on my show and completely exposed him for the fraud he is. He removed his mask and showed as he freaked out when I called him out about making so much money from my detractors. And he wants to give it to me, then he wants to give it to charity, then he wants to do this. Like, no, I don't want any of that. All I want you to do is apologize for being a lying, dishonest guy. And then he turned it on me and said, well, you were dishonest in the interview about WWE champions. Who cares? It wasn't a grilling interview where I have to give you truth. It was just an interview. I could tell you whatever. I could have told you I was a fucking space alien in the interview. You still got the interview, right? And you benefited about it for months and months. So there's nothing to clear. Basically, Craig is a swindling, scamming scumbag who got what he wanted from my appearance. Then I exposed him and publicly embarrassed him on my own show. And that's the end of where it goes. Now all he does is right-wing politics. That's it. Right-wing politics show, the same as everyone else's. So he does the same topics, the same coverage. There's nothing original whatsoever. It's boring shit. But the thing is, right-wing politics are hot right now, so he makes a lot of money on it. He's a grifter. Let him be a grifter. Go for it. I have no association with that guy. I don't ever want to speak with him again. There's no point. When are we bringing back Friday Night Fights? At the latest, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. At the latest. Because, that's the new fighting game that I want to play when it comes out. Hopefully it's good. But probably not before. Like, I'll be honest, I really like CVS 2. But the fact that there was no comp anymore kind of deflated me. Like, there was no one to play. The people that were playing were scrubs who were just abusing the online netcode and sucked ass. And I had played all the good players. I played fucking Smooth Cat, who's incredibly good. I played Justin Wong, who was incredibly good. I played against people who were pretty good. And there's nothing else to do in the game. It's a dead game now. It's sad because I really like CVS 2 and I had so much fun playing it. But I mean, I'd be playing nobody now, right? I have no desire to play Street Fighter 6 if I said I don't like the game. I don't care that there's new characters. If I don't like the game, why would I play it again? Why are people so brain dead stupid? You said it was a good interview that same day. Yes, I did. It was the day after that was the problem, not that day. The interview itself was not the problem. The problem was the agreement was I do an interview, then I get to be on their show as a regular guest, which is the whole idea is that I get some promotion with a mainstream audience, right? And a crossover audience that doesn't even know who I am. That was the point. Instead, they lied. They reneged on their promise. They changed all their content to basically bring me down and make money on my back. It has nothing to do with the original interview. Why are you so stupid? I've said this a zillion times, and people say the same dumb fucking mouth drooling thing because you're deaf or you're stupid. So which is it? Are you deaf or stupid? The interview itself, I said, was fine. It was all their behavior after that was the problem, and that's what I wanted Craig to apologize for, and he never will apologize for because he's a scumbag. Yeah, for a while I would agree Helixification. The PUBG stuff I did back in the day was fun. I mean, it's a shame that PUBG is such a crappy game. You know, that they never really optimized it. Even on PC, it doesn't run that well. It had a huge following, right? But now, I mean, Battle Royale has been like, it's become so played out now. It's been like a decade, right? Of Battle Royale stuff. It's like tired of it now. Will you play Fortnite? No, I just don't want to play Battle Royale. I just don't even like the idea anymore. It's boring to me. I don't know why people get so addicted to the same formula over and over. It's super boring now. No, I don't know. I mean, there's so many Battle Royale games now. Who even knows what the best one is, right? There's too many to pick from. Biggest disappointment for the year? I don't know. The thing is, most of the games that I played this year, I didn't have high expectations, right? I would have to look. I can't just pull those kind of things out of my head. I can't. What's my favorite game of the year? What's your most disappointing game of the year? Now, I don't know. That's why I do countdowns. So I have time to go through, review all my footage, and figure that out. I can't answer that on the fly. All right, guys. I guess that's it. Looks like support has slowed down dramatically. I guess we'll end the show, and we'll get set up for Call of Duty, which is going to be pretty uncomfortable today. The sun is out fully. The office is now 83 degrees and climbing. And we're doing the double jumping wall running nonsense, right? So, oh man, it's gonna stink. I know it is. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Remember, I'm off tomorrow. We will return on Sunday with another episode of the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you guys will join me for that as we start a brand new streaming week. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for a great show. I hope that you enjoy. I will see you all on Sunday. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.